Libra, welcome to your monthly horoscope for May 2024. My name is Adina. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and in these monthly horoscopes, I go over all of the major themes, topics, and energy you will be moving through for the month ahead. Now, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you align with my energy and enjoy my content. Now, let's get right into it. So let's go over some of the energy that took place the end of April. So coming into May, we have Mars in Aries and we have Venus in Taurus. So we have Venus and Mars in their home signs. So this is really great for motivation, willpower, drive, especially having Mars in Aries. Now, depending on your personal relationship with Mars is going to depend on how that Mars energy is expressed. I mean, because you have Aries in the seventh house of relationships, partnerships, and one on one connections. So sometimes this can bring conflict within relationships. Again, you want to know if you have a day chart or a night chart. If you have a day chart, Mars is your most malefic planet. If you have a night chart, Saturn is your most malefic planet, which then determines whether Mars brings challenge, hardship, conflict. So you definitely, kind of want to know your relationship with the malefic planets. But Mars being in the seventh house can bring conflict or arguments within those connections. Now, on the second, we have Pluto stationing retrograde. Now, Pluto entered Aquarius back in January, and in February, we had all of the personal planets enter Aquarius and form a conjunction to Pluto. So, as the personal planets kind of transit the zodiac and form aspects to Pluto, there's there's kind of a story playing out when we have conjunctions. It's almost like a new moon. So, for example, we had the Mars Pluto conjunction around February 13th or 14th. And so, whatever was seeded at that time, or whatever you kind of started and whatever you were moving through, whatever was showing up for you, this sextile can then bring in an opportunity for whatever was seeded or started. So when we have conjunctions, we kind of want to pay attention to what's showing up for us. Now, the Mars sextile to Pluto is going to be around the 3rd and the 4th. So you'll probably feel that around the first week of May. Once we get to the 6th, we've got Mercury forming a conjunction to Chiron. Now, I did post a Mercury retrograde video, so you can check that out where I get really deep into this energy. But this is the third and final conjunction that Mercury is going to make to Chiron. So Chiron represents our healing journey, the healing process. And so there may have been, there was a lot of Chiron activations with the solar eclipse that we had in Aries, April 8th. So the whole month of April was really intense for healing and triggers, especially around insecurities, vulnerabilities, old wounds, old traumas. But now, with Mercury being in post shadow, there might be something that's kind of coming almost like finally a final clarity or a final understanding around your healing process and journey. So you definitely want to pay attention on the 6th to kind of the conversations you're having, your intuitive downloads, thoughts, because there might be little tidbits of not tidbits of information. That's not the word I'm thinking of. It little helpful hints almost to kind of push you into or help you through the healing process and journey. Now, on May 7th, we have the new moon in Taurus. So I will be posting separate videos on the lunations for the month. So make sure you watch for that. But you have Taurus in the 8th house of your partner's finances, money coming in from outside resources, taxes, inheritance, also psychological healing and transformation. So this is a good time for you to set intentions around those themes and topics. We also have Venus in Taurus, and Venus is the ruler of Taurus. So this is very strong energy in Taurus, and there's a lot of Taurus energy this month. So there's going to be a lot of focus on those 8th house themes and topics for you. Now, once we get to the second week on the 13th, we have the sun forming a conjunction to Uranus. So I really love this for energy work. The sun literally represents our life force, energy, and consciousness. And then Uranus is the great awakener and also rules the electrical systems in our body. So I look at this as like a leveling up or an enlightenment in some way, if that makes sense. So this is a day where you do want to kind of pay attention to what is coming in for you, because And this is a good day also to do energy work, energy healing. Now, on the 15th, we're going to have Mercury enter Taurus, bringing more focus to that eighth house. On the 18th, we're going to have the Sun conjunction to Jupiter and Venus forming a conjunction to Uranus. So, this is a really big day if you're wanting to start anything that has to do with money coming in from outside resources or outside sources, or your partner's finances, or even psychological healing and transformation. Like, this can be very powerful. And this is really energy that we want to utilize in a constructive way. We don't want to let this energy kind of just pass us by because it really is, powerful energy. Now, on the 18th and 19th, we're going to have Mars form a conjunction to the North Node. So you already have a lot of changes taking place with you and your relationships, having the eclipses in these areas of life and having the nodes transiting these areas of life. The North Node may have brought somebody new into your life. So whatever was started with, um, or whatever these eclipses has really brought up for you around relationships, this can be when you're really feeling this internal need and desire to move forward within a relationship, within a partnership in some way, when we have Mars connect to the North Node. So yeah, this could be a time period where you're really wanting to take action with something around a relationship. Now, once we get to that third week of May, on the 20th, we have the Sun entering Gemini. So now we start to have some of this Taurus energy shift into Gemini. And you have Gemini in the ninth house of higher education, higher knowledge, long distance travel, also religion, philosophy, all of your beliefs, publishing, astrology is in the ninth house. So then now there becomes more focus on these themes and topics. Now, on the 22nd, we have Venus forming a conjunction to Jupiter. So we have both benefic planets coming together. Again, this is a very auspicious energy and time. So we want to make sure we're utilizing this. Venus is your chart ruler. This can be a great time period for you to start something new, to initiate something, to plant seeds and intentions. On the 23rd, we have the full moon in Sagittarius. We have the sun forming a trine to Pluto, and we have Venus entering Gemini. So the full moon in Sagittarius is here in your third house of community, neighborhood, neighbors, also siblings and cousins are in the third house, your mindset, communication, vehicles. Now think back to 6 months prior, the intentions you set at the time of the new moon in Sagittarius around these themes and topics. Now is when you can see those intentions come to fruition. And with the sun forming a trine to Pluto, this can be really great for transformation in some way. Kind of whatever this Pluto energy has brought to the surface for you, this could be a really big, this is positive, it's a trine, so it's a positive, very easy flowing energy, but this could be, a day where something really beautiful comes in for you to help with this transformational process. And Venus entering Gemini is going to bring more focus to those ninth house themes and topics. Then on the 25th, we have Jupiter entering Gemini, and this is a huge energy shift. Jupiter spends roughly 12 months in each zodiac. So Jupiter is going to be transiting your ninth house for roughly 12 months, bringing, abundance and luck and opportunity into this area of life. Now, I will be posting a separate forecast getting into this Jupiter and Gemini energy, so make sure you watch for that. Then when we get to our final week of May, on the 29th, we have Mars forming a conjunction to Chiron. And this is when there can be some really intense trigger around what you've been healing from or moving through. So this is a time period where you do want to be just aware, have that self-awareness, and just know that if there is anything triggered for you, this is just a time to just kind of tread lightly and just know, like, there really, can be a trigger around, healing. We want to have that self-awareness so that we're not acting unconsciously or reacting unconsciously or reacting consciously. Now, on the 31st, we have Mercury forming a conjunction to Uranus. This is really great for intuitive downloads. Again, this could be very anxious energy. So this is a really great day to be getting your feet on the earth, grounding, drinking a lot of water, eating a lot of rooted vegetables. because this can be a day where we're just having a bit of a challenge, kind of slowing the mind down. And then from May 30th to June 2nd, we're going to have Jupiter forming a trine to Pluto retrograde. Again, this can be very transformational. And these energies can sometimes be seen or felt more collectively than individually. But because Jupiter rules that third house, like there really could be a shift in your mindset in some way, some type of transformation taking place. We want to remember that we had the Jupiter Pluto conjunction back at the beginning of 2020. So, whatever was seeded at that time or whatever you were moving through, I mean, we all know what was kind of going on collectively. I definitely think there's going to be more kind of surfacing around that. And then also, whatever you were going through personally, there could be, something coming up. But it's positive energy. It's not a challenge. It's almost like some beautiful transformation taking place because it's a trine and it's Jupiter. So again, I really feel like there can be some really powerful, positive, transformation psychologically because of the third house activations and also the eighth house activations this month. So, Libra, I hope that this helps you navigate the month ahead. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you align with my energy and enjoy my content, and I will connect with you in the next one.